Hey guys, what is up? What is going on out there today? What? Come on. I know, maybe that coffee was a little bit too close to the start of round seven. Hey, look, hope you're having a great day. At least start to your day wherever you are. Actually, pretty excited about today's episode of round seven, and I got a story for you that completely changed not only my how-to with serve and volley, but also ended up. Well, anyway, I'll get to the story. Look, before we get there, I've got a survey I would love for you to take. It's a little two-part anonymous questionnaire. It's about serve and volley. If you've already done it, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. But I want to know, in your own words, what's your number one question about serve and volley? And the first part of the thing is just you just choose. Is it singles or doubles that you really want to know most about with serve and volley? And then the second part is, what is it? What's your number one question about serve and volley? That link is down below in the description area. And yes, it is a totally anonymous questionnaire. So look, serve and volley, how to figure it out. Back in 1983, my first year in the 35s, I played, a lot of the local Northern California tournaments, had success there, and along with my doubles partner, Rob Olson, we'd done well. And so we thought we were kind of hot stuff, and we decided, look, let's go down and we'll go to San Antonio, Texas, and we'll play the national 35 hard court, singles and doubles. Well, I can't remember if Rob played singles, but I played singles, got thumped first round. And then we went out and played doubles and thought we were pretty good. And we got thumped first round, not by a seeded team, but by, some team that, of course, we'd never heard of. And I think they went on to either lose the next round or maybe a couple rounds. So, it wasn't like we had a bad draw and we had to play someone really tough in the first round. We just weren't very good, to be honest. And part of it, I know for me, was really my transitional shot, right? I mean, my serve was average, and because it was average, a lot of returns were coming back, and they were coming back low at my feet. They were coming back out wide or whatever it was, but I wasn't really handling that transitional shot, volley, half volley, or whatever it was. And so here's what Robin, and again, I can't remember how we figured this out, or maybe someone suggested it to us, but we left San Antonio, right? Tails between our legs, coming back, nothing to show other than we got to get to work and we got to figure this thing out. And so, and I've told you, I'm sure I've told you this story before, but we started playing this one-on-one doubles, right? We started practicing one-on-one doubles. And in the picture here, in the image, what I've done is I've blocked out my partner, and I blocked out the returner's partner, and I've drawn a line right down the middle of the court, that yellow line. And really what that means is that you have one practice partner. It's not four players in the court, and the two of you just have to play. Whoever's serving has got to serve and volley, and the returner tries to play a return and move in. And sometimes the serve is too good and you can't do it. That's fine. And, the returner ends up starting the point from the backcourt. But we did this literally for 1 year, probably on average 2 times a week. And in 1984, we were unseeded. First round of 64, there were no buys in the doubles. And we end up winning the 1984 hardcore doubles. So we go from the year before of losing first round to a no-name team to the next year being unseeded and winning the tournament. And not like no one showed up. I mean, there were some really solid teams in there. And yeah, we had a couple of 3-set matches that were brutal, but we got through them. And it was because I, for one, and I know Rob too, we had desensitized ourselves to as I talked about yesterday with the serve, don't come out of the serve. Was it yesterday? Maybe 2 days ago. But don't come out of the serve too early, just to make sure that you start coming in and hoping that you don't get a ball down at your feet in no man's land, right? So number one, the serve quality got a whole lot better. Number two, desensitized ourselves to that tough return because I saw so many of them, right? There were so many good returns over the course of, let's call it 100 practice sessions. That's right. Triple digit practice sessions, one-on-one doubles, where there were lots of balls that before I just kind of panicked and didn't know what to do. And over time, I don't know, over 100 practice sessions, maybe it was session number 48, where I started to go, oh, I can handle this. I know what to do with this tough, low return. Oh, I know what to do with this screamer flat return at me, right? I know what to do with this, and not only with the transitional shot, but then with the next shot, right? And so here's what I encourage you to do. Short of giving you, here are all the different fundamentals of the serve, right? Here are all the different fundamentals of that transitional shot, right smack dab in no man's land. Here are all the fundamentals of what you're going to do with your third shot, right? Get out there, get a practice partner who's willing to do this one-on-one, where all you're doing is playing out points cross court, right? So the reason of the yellow line is that you got to draw an imaginary line that extends from the service line, the intersection of the service line and the center service line, back to the baseline. And obviously the double sideline is good, but you're just sectioning off two parts of the court, which are cross court, and that's all that you can use. That's all that you play with. You go and serve for 10 or 12 minutes, first serves, second serves, but you got to serve and volley on every one of them, right? It's total. I don't care how slow your second serve is, you got to come in. You got to come in because you got to start to figure it out in terms of how to, and the more you do this, the faster you are going to feel comfortable with the serve part, not rushing the finish, the transitional part, taking your time with that transitional volley, taking your time with the transitional half volley, right? Or whatever it is. Maybe it's you put on the brakes early and you let that return sit up, and so you can play more of an approach shot. And then moving up and, up on top of or inside the service line for your third shot. And let's see what's presented to you. Could be another volley, could be an overhead, right? That returner could, on your third shot, could go ahead and play a lob. That's fine. But if you'll do this, if you'll get a practice partner out there who's willing to do this, you serve for 10, 12, 15 minutes, and then you guys switch, right? And then you become the returner, right? And so, yes, there definitely is some some technique fundamentals that you've. Hey, Randall, good morning. Brian was not bad. Brian Gottfried was pretty darn good. But okay, I've lost my train of thought. Anywho, so there you have it. And look, a lot of players want kind of the quick fix answer. Well, how do I play the half volley? Well, okay, there are definitely some fundamentals to it, but the biggest part of that is just getting out there and starting to figure it out. And are you going to screw up and make mistakes? And you can call it failing. And if you haven't picked up and read at least twice the great book by Daniel Coyle, The Talent Code, you got to do it. You just have to read that book, because it's all about the process of learning, of taking your skill level little by little by little, and really going up. I love the way they talk about the scaffolding, right? You know what scaffolding is on a building, right? As you start to, when it's built, it goes up, little by little. Same thing here with improvement. The only way that you're going to learn that is by by small chunks of, well, let's work on the serve part first. What is the feeling of the serve? Where do I need to put my toss so that when I come out of the service motion, I'm on balance and I'm not thinking on my serve. Well, the serve part is about how can I serve in such a way that the ball doesn't come back, right? That's just not real, right? I mean, depending on what level, I mean, you could be a 5-5, a 6-0 player, but if you're practicing with a 5-5 or 6-0 returner, the chances are no matter how big you hit it, it's coming back, right? So that's fine. If you're a 3-0 and you're playing with a 3-0 practice partner, chances are it's coming back. So you start to develop that mindset of, I get to take my time to finish the serve so that when I come out of it, I'm naturally and efficiently moving forward and getting prepared to play the transitional shot. You don't know. Could be a half volley, could be a volley, could be a short return that you let and sit up so you can play the approach. Whatever it is, that's the first part you learn, is the serve part, right? And you're going to make some mistakes, and that's the only way. That's the only way that you're learning. Look, if you get frustrated with this thing, if you get angry with it, there's no learning going on. There's none. So you just gotta accept the reality that you're going to make some mistakes, and you want to, so that you really get some feedback about, okay, well, here's what I meant to do instead, right? So pick up that book, Daniel Coyle's Talent Code, and I'm on my, I don't know, third or fourth reading. Every time I read it, it just becomes more and more clear, more and more obvious that this is the way to get better. And so for serve and volley and in doubles, as we're talking about right here, here's what you got to do. You got to play some one-on-one doubles. You got to find that practice partner out there who's willing to do it. And you got to do it as often as you possibly can. I mean, there were weeks when Rob and I would go out there. I know we'd go out there 4 days a week, and we'd go for 90 minutes easy, right? And just do this stuff. People thought we were crazy, but there you have it. Anyway, would love to get your feedback, any comments. Randall, thanks for yours. But guys, look, you can either drop a comment, question down below in the comments area, or you can shoot me an email, brent@webtennis.com, and also that link for the serve and volley 2-part under 60 seconds anonymous questionnaire is down below in the description area. All right, guys, get out there. One-on-one doubles is called shadow doubles. There's lots of different names for it, but you get the idea of how to play it. All right, it's time. We all got to get out there. What a day here in Steamboat. Oh, my word. We got to get out there today. Help someone else have a spectacular day. Guys, see you again tomorrow.